Welcome to the part 6 of Beginner's Guide to Scripting. In this video I will show you how to save stats such as money and also save backpack or character. So if you haven't watched any of the previous videos, I really do recommend you go watch those first, because if you're a beginner to the scripting you probably won't know what's going on. So let's insert a new script and we will rename it data save. So we know that this script is for saving the data of Leaderstats and the player's backpack or inventory. And to save data we use data store service, so we'll get that. And now how does this actually work? We will make a new data store. First one we'll call inventory data store, and that will be equal to data store service and then get data store. And now here we can do data name. And you will also need to create a tools folder. So unless you want only to save money, then you don't really need to do this step. But if you want the tools to be able to save, you need to go to replicated storage. Also, these are the things from the previous tutorials. And create a new folder and put all the tools that you want to be able to save inside of the folder. Then you will need to get that folder. And how this is gonna work is basically, when you exit the game, the tools don't save, the tools you got from the, I don't know, shops or something like that. But if they exist inside of the tools folder in the replicated storage and they have the same properties, or they don't even need to have the same properties but the same name actually, then they will clone inside of your backpack once you join again. So disclaimer, if you have like a system inside of your game that, for example, has a durability on tools, so it adds like a durability script or something like that, and you don't have a way of saving the durability, this won't do it. So this is only for saving tools, although I might make a video on how to do durability and also a custom inventory system. So if you want to see that, leave a like and also comment, and you could subscribe. Anyways, we will add a new like table inventory and also saved items. Those will be empty for now, and we'll make a new function. We will start off with loading. Bro, if I could type, that would be really cool. And it will take a player. Oh, and my bad, I forgot to do the actual function bit. Okay, so what we'll use here will be user ID. So that's a way of like getting the player, because if you use the player's name, someone could change their name and then it won't work, but the user ID always stays the same as it's on your account. And we'll do toString because we need to convert it to a string, player and then user ID. Then we'll do local success comma saved data. That will be equal to pcall and then a function inside. And what this function will do, it will just return inventory data store and do get async. And here you can read it returns the value of a key in a specified data store and a data store key info instance. So our key will be the user ID. Of course, you could make a lot more complicated data stores, but we're not going to do that for now. We'll just use user IDs, and we'll also do saved data. Then if they saved data, what do we have? Dot money, I think. Then the player dot leaderstats dot money dot value will be equal to saved data dot money. And now I know this might be complicated for now and you're wondering what even is this. We haven't added this money value to the data saved data table, but that's okay. Basically this is just the loading part. I will do saving a bit after this, so then it will make more sense. But basically what we do is just take this saved data table and then find the money inside of it, which will be the money that is saved, and then get our leader stats and then just put the money that is saved as the value of the leader stats. And then we'll go around this if statement and do for, and we can do at item name, bro. If I could type, that'd be great. In iPairs, we can do save data, but inventory, and we'll do or empty table, because that can also be the case. And local tool will be tools folder, and it will be find for child item name, because that's how we are going to find the item that was saved. And if the tool does exist and not player. Okay, but I just realized this might kind of be the problem. If the player already has a same tool. Okay, so this is a condition. If the tool does exist and the player doesn't have it inside of the inventory, and if you want to have many of the same tools, you can just delete this whole line, so leave it just if tool. But if not, if you want there only to be one tool, or actually not one tool, but one tool of the same name to be able to save, then you can leave it like this. And then we can just do tool.clone, or actually clone, and then its parent will be player.backpack, or you could put player.character if you want to clone it directly inside the player's character, and then the player would equip the tool. Okay, so we have our loading function done. Now it's time to actually save the data. We'll do player again, and inventory will be equal to empty table. And for each tool in iPairs inside the player's backpack, and of course we need to do get children. So this get children is just getting everything inside the player's backpack, and then we can do if tool is a tool, because for example if you have a script inside the starter pack or something like that that adds as the game progresses, and you don't really want that to save, or actually it's not a tool, it's like a script or a part or something like that, then we have this check for it to not save. And then we'll just do table insert and do inventory, comma, tool, and we can do tool.name since we are using item name here. So quick explanation, table.insert is basically getting the table that we have right here. So at the start it's empty, as you can see here, and also here. And then we insert this tool.name. So you can basically imagine it that when we do this line of code, table.insert, it just goes from this empty table to tool.name. Of course it won't be tool.name, but rather like classic sword or whatever the name of your tool is. Okay, but this is only for backpack, and what if the player is actually having the tool equipped? So actually we can do if player.character first, then we will do for tool in pairs, and yeah, then we can do basically the exact same thing just for the player character, and then you can just copy this line because it's the exactly same line, but instead of checking for the backpack, we are checking for the player's character. And now down here, we'll do local user ID, and that will be equal to toString, and then player.user ID. And after that, we need to do local success, and we can do comma error, and do another pcall, and of course get a function inside of that. And let me just, yeah, I should maybe made this a bit more visible, although I didn't know how long this line would be, so that's why it was kind of zoomed out. I think this right now is okay, although this next line might be actually a bit longer, because we need to do inventory, or actually not inventory but inventory data store, and then set async. And what this is, as you can see up here, we set the, or we actually got the async. That's like getting the saved data, and this is just setting it or giving it to the data store. And we use our key, which is user ID. And then we do a table, money equals to player dot leaderstats dot money dot value. And we also do for the inventory, but actually should be uppercase and then this one lowercase. Okay, so that's it from that. And if not success, then we can do warn, I don't know. So this is just so it shows us the error in the output here, so we know that something went wrong and the saving wasn't completed. Now we'll do another function, put the function. So we are done with this saving, inventory and loading, but now we need a few more little things and then the script should work. So we'll do a player added function and then we will get a character added. And that will connect to the function which will use character. This char or char, whatever, is basically just shorter for the character. And then we can do load inventory. So this function, we just wait for the character to be added, so everything in the game should be loaded by then. And then we load the inventory. And then down here we can do player removing when the player is leaving. And then we can just do save inventory and then again put player inside. And now this next part is like optional. If you want to make it so when the player dies it saves their inventory, you can also do this. So player died and then just put save inventory, and I will show you how we can connect that now. So first of all, game.players, or actually no, what we should make. Okay, so I think a part of the video got corrupted or something, but it's only like maybe 30 seconds. So basically what I did is just make a new variable for players, which you do game, get service and then players, and also connected the two functions to the player added and player removing, which you can see on the screen. Removing, so when the player is going away, and we will link it to the player removing, and also down here we'll use players dot I don't know, player added, then it will connect to the function this time. So we're making a new function when the player adds, and then we need to get the player's character this time and not clone it, my bad. Oh, why my, okay, no, character added, my bad. Then we connect to another function, this time we get their character. And now we do character.child added. So if something adds to the character, we do added, and then if added is a tool, then we can do save inventory. And then if character, then local humanoid would be equal to character, and then find first child, or actually, you know what? Which is a. Or actually not even which is a, maybe of class is even better. And then do humanoid. If humanoid, then I don't know, we can do humanoid, but yeah, dot died is the best, I think. And then we will connect to the function. And then this is the dying part, so player died. And here we put the player. So basically this little part here enables us, if the player dies, or actually it's humanoid, it goes to this function and saves all of their stuff. So that's the reason why we use character added instead of the player added, because when your character adds into the game and then they die, then the new character will be added because you respawn. Of course, if you take away the respawning, this won't really work if you have like spectating system or something like that. But then again, you probably wouldn't even use the player died. So again, if you don't want the tools, money and stuff like that to save when the player dies, just delete these lines and also all of this. Okay, so now what we will do is we can do a for loop, maybe for player in pairs. We actually have players get players, and then we'll do player added player. Okay, so I think that's it. This is the whole script, if I can even zoom out that much. So almost 100 lines of code. Of course, if you don't understand something inside the script, you can join the Discord and ask there, or even type in the comments. But before doing that, make sure to actually read this correctly and copy it as it is, and don't have any weird errors that aren't supposed to be there. And also one more thing I forgot to mention at the start of the video, this whole data saving thing won't work if you don't go to the game settings, and if your game is not already published, you need to publish it. Then go to the security, and here we have enable studio access to API services, and this enables studio access to game services such as data stores. So this needs to be green and enabled. So if I join the game, we don't have money or anything currently. So we do that, and also from the last video, we do classic sword, and then we buy this item. And if I rejoin back, we should have the items and the money. Oh, okay, so seems we have an error. Let's see what it is. Okay, so I just realized I forgot to put player inside this function, so I think that's what was the problem. So let's test it again. So I got my sword on me, I got the money, and now if I rejoin the game, and when I rejoin the game, as you can see, I have the money that's saved and also the sword. So I guess I managed to fix the bug. Also, if you want to learn how to make a better version of this whole script, I have a whole video on that, so go check that out. And also, if you're enjoying this one, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And also check out the Patreon, where you can find all of these models and scripts I've been using throughout these tutorials. And that's it. Thanks for watching.